Headlines most affecting Chilliwack this week. Local recipients for the new King Charles III Coronation Medal. It's another partyless MLA who drops out of the election race. Canada's disability saving grants and bonds are back in the news, and it's hockey silly season. It's exhibition time. Alex will have more in sports. Our guests this week, Teri Westerby and Terry Brown on federal grants and bonds for kids and the disabled. Also, smell that garlic. It's the Stinking Rose Festival. Fill the air with garlic and music and food. Myriam, Therien, and Gary Moran from Fantasy Farms will be here in just a couple of minutes. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. This past Tuesday, Chilliwack-Kent MLA Kelli Paddon awarded 4 recipients the King Charles III Coronation Medal. The 4 recipients, Jason Lum, Julie Unger, Sylvia Pranger, and Bradley Gannett. Now, the requirements are, quote, made significant contributions to the country, province, territory, region, or community, or made an outstanding achievement abroad to bring credit to Canada. So for Jason Lum, his work behind the scenes during the 2021 floods. For Unger, her work with Inclusion Chilliwack, formerly Chilliwack Society for Community Living. Pranger for her many years as mayor of Kent Agassiz, and Gannett for his work helping Ukrainian refugees settle into Chilliwack and the Fraser Valley. Now, ChillTV was there. Here's some of the highlights.
The King Charles III Coronation Medal is a visible and tangible way to recognize outstanding individuals of all ages and from all walks of life who have made a difference in their communities.
Thank you to the families in Chilliwack who opened their homes for displaced Ukrainians. You are all the heroes. The Charlton family, the Myers, the Vandenbosch's, the Robertsons, the Obers, the Fenskys, and so many more, thank you.
And they were forever grateful that they were able to immigrate to Canada, and that for the opportunities that were made available to them. They landed in Yarrow, and that's where I was raised. They believed in serving others, and they provided a great example of that to all of their kids.
It just instilled in us all to give back, and that my parents were so thrilled to be in Canada and what Canada offered, and they became welcoming, volunteering, and very humble people the whole of their lives.
By command of the King, the Coronation Medal is hereby conferred upon you, Jason, in commemoration of His Majesty's May 6, 2023 coronation as King of Canada, and in recognition of your valuable contribution to your country.
Jackie Tiggart, MLA for Fraser Nicola, was one of the many BC United MLAs left in a very awkward spot after leader Kevin Falcon shut down the election campaign and the party, BC United, prior to the October 19th vote. She was MLA since 2013. Her riding included Merritt and the Fraser Canyon. In a Facebook posting, Tiggart stated that she will step back from public life. She thanked her supporters for the past years, and like many others in the party, were taken by surprise when Falcon shut down the party campaign and is now backing the Conservatives. Once again, the Canada Disability Savings Grant and Bonds are in the spotlight, and the reasons, well, not too many people know that this actually exists. Chilliwack School Trustee Teri Westerby and Terry Brown from Chilliwack Learning Society will be here in a moment to talk about the programs and how you can qualify. On Friday, August the 30th, Merritt RCMP received a report of a deceased male off the roadway near exit 286 on the Coquihalla. The investigation determined the deceased male was likely struck by a southbound vehicle. The collision believed to have happened either between sunset of August 27th or August 30th when the report was made to police. BC Highway Patrol is taking control of the investigation and is requesting anybody who saw a male wearing a gray hoodie and black track pants in the area or may have dash cam footage of the collision, please contact BC Highway Patrol, as this information or footage will be used to further the investigation. Chilliwack RCMP Drug Unit have arrested 4 men, including Jason Lee, a corrections officer, in a drug smuggling ring that brought contraband into a Fraser Valley institution. Now, the name of the institution was not made public. There is an outstanding warrant for another suspect, Jeffrey Kachuk. RCMP and corrections are not saying which institution was involved.
Hi everyone, Dan Coulter here at Central Elementary in beautiful downtown Chilliwack. I just want to give a back to school message to all you folks. Welcome back to school. It's an exciting time of the year, kids starting in new grades and getting to be back with their friends again. Also, I want to remind everyone about safety in school zones. Slow down to 30 kilometers an hour in school zones to make sure that our kids are safe. As well as school buses. When they have their sign out, you cannot pass them, and you're not supposed to pass them, and it's very, very dangerous, and a child could get hurt. So I want to wish everyone a safe and happy return to school.
BC Hydro will construct about $1 billion worth of capital projects in Chilliwack, Abbotsford, Mission, Hope, and Eriksson over the next decade to upgrade and expand the electricity grid to provide clean power for homes, businesses, and a growing transportation need. Now, critics are simply saying this is just part of this to prepare for more EVs on the road and, of course, for charging at home. Following 2 summers marked by a surge in highway fatalities, BC government is taking action to make roads safer and place higher penalties on those who drive dangerously. Now, this started September the 1st. Drivers engaged in reckless driving behavior, impaired driving, excessive speeding, street racing, driving without a license will look at higher fees for the towing and storage of their impounded vehicles. The adjustments include a flat rate towing fee increase of 38%, about $110. Storage fee increases of up to 96%. That's $40 a day. The increased fees are apparently to send a strong message that dangerous driving will not be tolerated on BC roads. Teamsters Canada Rail Conference have filed appeals challenging the decisions that led to binding arbitration being imposed on workers at both CN and CPKC. The union stating this effectively strips them of their right to collectively bargain. The union has requested that the court expedite the proceedings. Now, Teamsters represent close to 10,000 workers at CN and CPKC. Now, CN, that's the railway that rolls south of the Fraser through Chilliwack and Abbotsford and on to Vancouver. CPKC, or Canadian Pacific Kansas City, rolls north of the Fraser via Agassiz, Ridge Meadows, and on to Vancouver. Hope Brigade Days are this weekend at the 6th Avenue Fairgrounds. All the traditional favorites will be there, including the rides, the corn dogs, and of course, the Demolition Derby. And garlic is back, baby. The Stinking Rose Festival picks up where the old Garlic Festival left off. It's a co-partnership with Fantasy Farms and chillsounds. The 2-day event is coming up September the 21st and 22nd. Myriam, Therien, and Moran will be here in just a moment with all the details. So, coming up, our conversation with the 2 Terrys, Teri Westerby and Terry Brown, on grants and bonds. And then, yes, the odor of the Stinking Rose Festival, that's coming up. Plus, a ton of exhibition hockey, as Alex will have that in sports.
Hi, I'm Kelli Paddon, your MLA for Chilliwack-Kent. Today's question comes from Trina, and she's asking, how are we keeping up with the huge growth in Chilliwack for our students? Now, the K-12 system in Chilliwack is fantastic. We have some of the most incredible teachers here, and of course, our amazing students. That's why I am so thrilled to share that our province has invested over $200 million in making sure that we are growing our seats. That means over 3,000 new student seats, permanent seats, have been added since 2020. Maybe you've been seeing what's going on at Sardis Secondary with a huge expansion, hundreds of new seats coming for students. These are permanent places. Also, maybe you've driven by GW Graham and seen the beautiful extension that's already been completed. We have elementary schools like Stitos, a new elementary school announced for Eastern Hillsides. We are making investments in students and learning environments here in Chilliwack because we know how important it is. I came up through the education system here in Chilliwack-Kent, and I can say that I have so many fantastic memories, some of them on the playground, which means that I am especially excited that we have provided funding for inclusive, accessible playgrounds here in Chilliwack at schools. Now, this means everybody's included, and that is the key to a positive and inclusive education. Thanks so much for your question, Trina. There's so much going on to support the growth here in Chilliwack, and our K-12 education system is absolutely a critical piece of what we're investing in. If you have a question for me, please send it in, and maybe the answer to your question will be featured in the next video.
Canadians are missing out on
free government
savings.
With these government education grants, parents could help their children, their students, have access to thousands of dollars for their post-secondary education
without needing to contribute a single penny.
Imagine the barriers that could eliminate.
Hundreds of thousands of Canadians qualify for this and are not taking advantage of it.
So let's change that.
Head into your bank or financial institution of choice and ask them for your or your students' free government grants and bonds.
If you need help or you want any more information or have questions about this, you can head to getyourbonds.ca. Or you can talk to your school's administrator for more information.
This week continues on both Abby TV and Chill TV, and a conversation we started about a year ago when it came to government grants province-wide, Canada-wide. And from Chilliwack School Trustee Teri Westerby, who a lot of people know from over the past, was it now 3 years?
Getting it 3.
Terry Brown, Chilliwack Learning Society? No.
Yes, Chilliwack Learning Society. Yeah, I've been a volunteer with the Learning Society for many, many years. I work in finance. I think of myself as a bit of a whistleblower. I've been talking and advocating for a number of government grants for many years.
And that's what we're talking about here. So this is why it's on both Abby TV and Chill TV. These grants, what are they doing? I find it amazing a year later after Terry and I had this conversation that a lot of people don't know about this. And for lack of a better term, it's free money. So what is this all about? It's a federal grant and a provincial grant?
Yes, there is federal grant money and provincial grant money available for disabled Canadians, up to $20,000 at no cost. And for kids, this is when I really got involved with this, talking about it. There's up to $3,200 for kids to go to school. It's college money, university, trade school money at no cost.
So if somebody wanted to go, not just UFV in either Abbotsford or Chilliwack, but Douglas College, Langara, Kwantlen.
Yeah, you name it. Any accredited post-secondary institution,
okay,
they can use that money there.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about some of the smaller online colleges. I would assume they qualify as well.
Anything that's accredited.
Yeah, and trades too. That's all included. So any post-secondary education, trades, or skills, that's what that'll apply to. Now,
we've talked about the kids. When it comes to disabled Canadians, is there an age limit? Is it 25, 30, 35, or what are the parameters to qualify?
Right. So there are bonds available from the federal government for disabled Canadians, and it is income dependent. All the details are on the Government of Canada website. People just need to know and go look it up and apply. They can receive up to $20,000 in bonds, and those are paid out $1,000 per year up until age 49.
Okay.
So at maximum, they can receive $20,000 at no cost. No contributions are required. They would have to open up a special savings account called an RDSP.
Okay.
And people don't realize this. You can open those and not actually put any money in. You don't have to.
Oh, you can let it sit for a while if you have to. Yeah.
You could open an empty one, fill out the government forms, and get the funding.
So if you popped open the federal site, it would look similar to that, or
similar to
and,
that.
And I get that this probably sounds pretty complicated right now, and that's why we work together to actually create a website that makes it a lot easier to understand what these bonds are, what's available for you, how old you have to be, when to qualify. And that's getyourbonds.ca, and I just built that with Terry and did all the research, put it together to make it easy to understand so that more Canadians can get their grants and bonds that are provided for them so that they can go to school and that they can have a better life as they get older.
One thing that really stood out was some of the numbers like poverty rate. And this type of money is so needed. How bad is it when it comes to disabled Canadians? We've had a number of incredible students come through Chill TV and Abby TV. We know they're having a tough time finding a job in the workplace. What are you seeing, and how does this relate to the bonds and the grant money?
Well, we all know that the federal and provincial governments only give certain amounts of money for people who are disabled and are unable to be working in their field of choice for whatever impairment prevents them from doing that in the field. So they're pretty limited in what kind of income that they're able to make, and it makes it very difficult for people to rise above the poverty line. And so having some retirement money in the bank that's given to them by the federal government and the provincial governments is extremely helpful for anybody who's in that position.
For the trades, are there certain restrictions on the trades, or is it any trade?
As long as it's accredited, that money will go directly from your bank to the place that you're going to get your skills, and you don't even have to touch it. It just goes straight there for you. So once you're signed up, you let them know, and the money goes straight to your education.
And paying the bills. So you have a website. Is there a Facebook page as well, or are you just keeping it simple? Please go to the website.
Keeping it simple. I don't think there's a whole lot of content that people want to see on Facebook according to getting your grants and bonds, except just the reminder over and over again. Sign up. It's free. It's not the easiest process, but you can go into any credit union or bank and let them know I want my free grants and bonds, and they should help you, and they should not charge you a penny. And
it's okay if somebody contacts you on your social media to find out more, or through the school board, or
yeah. So if you go to getyourbonds.ca, there is a contact information there that will go to Teri and myself for now, and we're going to just kind of see what there is in need, and maybe there'll be more people who want to volunteer help us out, but mostly just want to make sure people know what's going on, how to get access to those grants, and so that they stop missing out on all that free money.
So it's getyourbonds.ca.
Correct.
Great. Have we missed anything, or do we get the nuts and bolts, or?
Most financial institutions can assist with setting these up.
Okay.
People just need to know to go and ask.
Yeah.
2/3 of disabled Canadians who qualify for this have not applied for bond money. 2/3, and that's Canada-wide. Hundreds of thousands of people are entitled to bond funds from the government, and they have not applied.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Nearly half of the children who qualify for the education funds have not received them. So this is a serious problem. Children with some savings, Stats Canada, you can look this up on the Stats Canada website. We double the likelihood that they'll go to post-secondary if kids have some savings. Low-income families, we quadruple the likelihood that those kids are going to go on to post-secondary. So we're giving children an opportunity through this advocacy to get their foot in the door and go to college, university, trade school.
Teri and Teri, thanks again for being on both Abby TV and Chill TV for this. And let's stay in touch on this, because this is really important. As we talked about off air, it started about a year ago, that the awareness that we knew about.
Absolutely.
Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
And you're watching This Week. This week continues on both Chill TV and Abby TV, as the entire valley is being invited to something that was called the Chilliwack Garlic Festival. It's now the Stinking Rose Festival. Gary Moran, Myriam, Therien. Gary and I are the Stinking Roses. She is not, for obvious reasons. Now look, we were concerned that the old Garlic Festival is just going to fade away. Yeah. When there was a couple of things, there's some challenges, but it's back. What happened? I hear Chill Sounds is part of this.
Chill Sounds is part of it. That's kind of what happened, actually. But it has always sort of been in limbo. It's always been an attraction that people keep asking about every year. When is it coming back? When is it coming back? So with a few partners coming in and changing the name a little bit to Stinking Rose, which is fun. We kind of played with that a little bit. But if you Google the history of the Stinking Rose, you're going to find where that name came from. So I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you Google that. But if you Google Stinking Rose Garlic Festival, you are going to come up to our Facebook page. You're going to get all the information on what's happening. But what's really exciting is not only are we bringing Garlic Fest back, it's coming back on the same weekend that Petey's Pumpkin Patch is opening.
Okay.
So it's a 2-for-1. If you're coming in there and you're buying tickets to Pumpkin Patch, you're getting Garlic Fest. If you come in and buy tickets for Garlic Fest, you're getting Pumpkin Patch. And that's all the activities, the train rides, the farm animals, go out to the beautiful pumpkin patch, and lots of activities around the farm for the children to play on. And like I say, lots of farm animals to go visit. And then lots of music. The festival is actually broken up into 3 parts.
Yes.
You want to speak on that a little bit?
Yes, so actually a fantastic team is working right now to bring a wonderful weekend of festivities, activities, music. It will start on Friday night. So there's a unique experience, culinary experience called the Sticking Rose Garlic Gastronomy. So people can come, and Chief James Moran will have a specific menu around the world to offer to our guests. Then the next day on Saturday, 10 a.m., the family event start. As you mentioned, a lot of activities for kids around the place. And the party continues Saturday night with a concert at 6 p.m. So 4 acts will be there. And don't miss Sunday morning, the garlic pancake breakfast.
Oh, right. Garlic pancakes.
And the weekend will end Sunday at 4 p.m.
And again, everybody throughout the valley is invited to this. How long did it take to kind of put all the pieces together once you realized, hey, let's do this? I'm assuming because you've got a bit of a relationship with Garlic Q, with Gorilla Q. Are they involved in this as well? Or?
Oh, yeah. Of course, our own barbecue, Gorilla Q, my master chef, James Moran, he's doing 4 different garlic-infused meals from 4 different countries. And so if you come to the Friday evening dinner, then there's going to be stations where you go try all the different types of foods. But the cool thing about Garlic Festival is all weekend long we all smell the same. So come in. There's lots of great garlic vendors that come there. Yeah. So every year prior to this, and including this year, we make it free to the growers because first and foremost, we promote agriculture in the valley. That's Fantasy Farms. We've done that for over 33 years. We've been creating lots of young little farmers as they come to Pumpkin Patch. And we want to promote our local. And when I say local, I mean all across the province. Garlic growers are invited to come and sell their garlic. Because garlic is one of those things that actually grows differently. The same Russian red will taste different in the Okanagan than it does in Richmond. Exact same clove. It picks up the soil. It picks up a lot of the different minerals in the soil. So it's kind of cool. You come and taste a bunch of different garlics.
And what's the admission price?
So for the day, it's $12.
Okay.
You can go on the website to have more information about family package. But if you come to the concert, which is $30, you have access to the entire weekend and activities.
Oh, weekend pass. Fantastic.
To the concert.
And again, we've got tons of music, really family friendly. That's the thing that's a big selling point. Now, for everybody throughout the Fraser Valley, it's easy to find Fantasy Farms, and basically just take the freeway to what would be the
take freeway to Press Road. Press Road, you head north to the first roundabout. Then you head east again to Gibson Road, and you can't miss it. Turn left, and there's a big sign in the front. There'll be lots of cars in the field. It's really, really easy to find. And just when you Google PD's Pumpkin Patch, we're Google mapped, so you can...
Everything crosses over, yeah.
It'll give directions right to it, yeah.
There's no reason to get lost.
Exactly. September 21st, September 22nd. Go to the social media. You'll find all the information. Again, a big thank you for both of you for coming by.
For having us.
You're watching This Week on both Abbey TV and Chill TV.
Hi Chilliwack, let's talk about some sports. Starting with hockey, the Chilliwack Jets end their preseason at 5-1-0 with a 5-1 win over Mission City. The Jets' home opener is Sunday against Langley, 5:30 at the Hangar. The Chilliwack Chiefs exhibition season continues on Sunday, hosting Langley at the Coliseum. That's a 5 p.m. start. In the BCFC, the Valley Huskers had the bye week. They will host Prince George Kodiak 7 p.m. on Saturday night, September 7th at Exhibition Field. Huskers are currently 2-3. The UFV Cascades men's soccer team won 2-0 over the TRU Wolfpack in Kamloops last weekend. Harjavin Sidhu scored early and Riku Suga added the insurance marker. It was a wild match from start to finish with 3 red cards being handed out, but at the end of the night, UFV's record improved to 3-0-1 and TRU dropped to 1-3. The Cascades continue their road swing next week as they take on the Victoria Vikes on Friday before facing the UBC Thunderbirds on Saturday. Game times are set for 7:15 p.m. and 7 p.m. respectively. Agassiz Speedway will have the Fred Ranhard Classic on Saturday. This features the Can-Am Sprints, Midgets, and AMCA IDCC Dwarfs. Gates open at 3:30 with racing after 6. And coming up, Cari with the weather.
Chill TV weekend weather. So, Cari, are we going to be basking in the heat this weekend?
Hey friends, another warm, sunny weekend ahead with temperatures in the high to mid-20s with feeling a lot like low 30s, so it's going to be nice and warm. Thank goodness I still have my pool up. Things are going to change a little bit next week though. Temperatures are going to drop, but it's still going to be in the mid-20s. Sun and a little bit of cloud for the rest of the week. Tuesday there might be some rain, but I'm going to say no. Fun fact for you. The first Sunday after Labor Day in September, which is September 8th, is another day I get to celebrate. It's Grandparents' Day, so don't forget your grandparents. I'm one now. This is very exciting. And have a great week. Back to you, Don.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.